So Dan, she says it's a false choice that you don't have to hurt the police when you defund them.
Okay, listen, liberals they're full of dumb ideas, okay? We get that. I mean, when you think, even just in the past week, so Joe Biden, he wants to, he canceled the Keystone Pipeline, so they dumped a bunch of energy jobs here while simultaneously building out the Russian pipeline to make Putin richer. They also want to teach us to remedy past discrimination by teaching kids now to discriminate. So liberals are full of dumb ideas. But having said that, the defund the police movement, I'm not kidding, was triaging the dumb ideas, was the single dumbest idea they have ever had. And you can tell they know it because they're trying to now blame Republicans for it, which is hilarious. Like, you have to be a dunce with a dunce cap sitting in the corner to actually believe this stuff. But a couple things here. They realized they made a mistake because now going forward, Pete, they put themselves in a box. They're pushing a bill right now. This AFFH program, Affirmatively Furthering Fair Housing, what does that have to do with defunding the police? It will literally rip money away from localities if you don't put Section 8 type housing in the suburbs that will actually defund the police. They're pushing that right now while claiming the Republicans are doing this. And I confronted my guest last week about Unfiltered. How do you support that and then claim the Republicans are defunding the police? But this is going to be a disaster for them in the midterms because public safety is the one issue, guys, that hits you at the kitchen table. You can argue all you want about tax rates, but God forbid your kid gets mugged or your car gets broken into, that issue becomes personal. It bleeds for you right there, and they know they're in trouble.
And the numbers back you up on this. Here's the percentage of people who support the idea of deploying more police officers into the streets. It's 77%. 70% of people support increasing police department budgets. You know, the 2020 election, Dan, was so much about personalities. It was so much, honestly, about President Donald Trump. And what that covers up is that the ideas, as you point out, not just defund the police, I would contend, but many, many more ideas are incredibly unpopular. The ideas that the left has been championing. You point to 2022, what's coming ahead. You know, I think sometimes we worry about our culture and our country, and we should. It may be that there's a ray of hope, that there's some positive insight here, that the public does not want these ideas that did not get a sufficient hearing in the past couple of years.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about, you know, with liberal issues versus conservative issues. Some of them you see everyday kitchen table voters who, you know, they can't get lost in the wonkery. They have, you know, they have to go to work. They have to go to their kids' soccer games. If the tax rates go up a few, you know, points here or there, yeah, maybe it affects them. Maybe it doesn't. They'll catch their accountant at the end of the year. You know, they're paying it every week in a check. They barely see it's direct deposited. But that's not the case with this issue. When it comes to crime, it happens in front of you, in your face. Yeah. Everybody. That's why coronavirus, guys, honestly, was such a big issue. Right. Everybody knew someone who had it. That's the problem with crime. And I lived through it in New York City when Rudy Giuliani, in a major upset, won the mayorship twice because crime was hitting people in their own homes. They can't run from this.
You're so right, Dan. In New York, I swear, the city is just so different over the last 6-7 years. The whole place smells like, I'm sorry, it smells like urine and pot, and there's, you know, there's crime everywhere. It's just disgusting.
No, don't be sorry.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
true.
I hate saying it. I'm here,
but and it's gross.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
It's gross.
It's the greatest city on earth.
Yeah,
they should treat it as such, and they don't.
Yeah. So really quick, I want to get to this because this is another kitchen table issue, which is jobs. And I've been watching your show. I've been loving it. You talked about this issue, and I think you hit the nail on the head. And that is that a lot of people are getting paid right now by our government not to go to work. Businesses are hurt wherever you go. The service is bad. People can't find enough people to work, and yet there's all these job openings. I don't want to talk about how stupid the policy is. I want to talk about, or have you talk about, what is it doing to our culture, to the work ethic in this country?
Yeah, I mean, that matters. I did. I opened up with my show Unfiltered last week talking about exactly this. Yeah. You know, guys, on a very serious note, and, you know, we laugh a lot on this, and, we laugh and we have emotional issues we talk, but this is serious. It's not just that paying people not to work is not compassionate, okay? That it's not. It's outright evil. You know, it's the difference between malfeasance and misfeasance, right? Like, you see someone fall on a sidewalk, you don't help them up, you know, it's misfeasance, you didn't do anything. Malfeasance is when you walk by and you punch them in the face as they try to get up. There are different levels of depravity there. What does that mean in regards to this, Rachel? I'm glad you brought this up. When you rob people of the dignity of a job by incentivizing them and paying them to stay home. Not all will, but a lot will. People aren't stupid. Some people are rational maximizers. I can make more staying home, so I will. You rob them of everything. The experience of socializing with other human beings. As Milton Friedman said, the ability to manipulate your environment and learn the value of work to produce something of value. Guys, listen, I cleaned mausoleums in a cemetery. I cleaned toilet bowls in a key food. You laugh all you want. That was the cleanest damn toilet bowl you ever saw and the cleanest mausoleum, because I understood that that's what I was paid to do. And that cemetery I worked in needed that. And I was going to add value. And when you rob people of the dignity of that, you've stolen every part of being human. The ability to live on this planet and leave one day and say, you know what, it's better because I was here. It is evil. It's not just not compassionate. It's evil and wrong.
Could not agree with you more, Dan.
So well said. This is
So
why
well said.
this is why you have a show, Unfiltered, with Dan
Yep.
Bongino, and people love it. What do you have on the program, Dan?
I'm stoked about tonight's show. By the way, you had Jesse on before. I have Jesse on tonight. Did you catch Jesse's joke about performance-enhancing pills? I don't know if you guys caught that. I caught it. I watched your show. He's on tonight. I have a video with Jesse. I promise it's a huge surprise. We catch him totally off guard with this. He has no idea it's coming. I got that. I got Irish Mickey Ward, former boxing champ, talking about persistence. Great movie made about him. And a fantastic interview with Drago Dazarian, a Navy SEAL, immigrant to this country. I saw him on Jocko Willing's podcast. It's spectacular. The guy's going to blow your mind. I promise you're going to love it.
Yep.
Awesome. We'll be watching. Thanks so much, Dan. Always
Thank
great.
you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Great talking to you.
Likewise.
See you next week.